everyone, welcome to School of Scarlet. I'm so happy to have you here today. So today I want to talk to you about the feminine and the importance of the feminine being. The feminine has oftentimes been disregarded as not as smart, not as important. Even in society, we don't see that feminine occurring with value, with power, with dignity. It always seems as if the feminine is less than. It's not honored to the level that I believe it should be honored. So I'm going to be talking to you about why the feminine is so important for us and why we should be giving the feminine reverence and honor and balance here on this earth. See, the feminine is the only way that creation comes into this world. There is no other way that you can create. You cannot create anything on this earth without the feminine. And I'm not just talking about a baby. I'm talking about anything. Even an idea cannot be created without the feminine. So this is something very deep, very, very deep. And essentially the feminine is actually the womb space of creation. So we think about the woman, right? Or any feminine being has the womb. The womb is an empty space of creation. It's an area of potentiality. It has everything there to create. It seems as though it is empty. It seems as though it's a void. It seems as though there is nothing there. But from that fertile space, a baby can be created. Now, if we're talking about our universe, if we're talking about creation in general, our appearance, this illusion that we call life, that has all been created from the feminine. The feminine essentially is an energy. So it's not created from, essentially, the word from would not be correct. But it is coming from an energy that is essentially what I call the feminine, or that's how we identify it. So when I had my first non-dual awakening, this was after a non-dual twin flame union. Now when you come into union with your twin flame, everything goes to oneness. Okay, you come into union with your twin flame, so everything becomes one. Now, a step further from that is a non-dual realization. You realize that everything that you see here, it's not real. It's totally empty. It's emptiness as well as fullness. It's a projection, an image, like a rainbow being projected. It's something there, but it's essentially nothing. And what's seen in that space, or what I got to see in that space, or what was experienced, even though it was still an experience, which is duality, was a feeling of an empty space, a totally empty, void space, a space of no sound, a space of no colors, of no experience, it seemed like. So in that space is the birth of creation. And that was what I experienced, that everything that we have, that we experience as physical, true reality, is actually coming from this void of emptiness, this void of feminine emptiness, which is the void space, which is essentially equates to the womb space in a feminine being. So everything that's creating or being created in this world is coming from this space. The feminine does have her stamp on everything that you place your eyes on here in this reality. But again, we have been so male or masculine dominated in our societies and cultures through patriarchy, through religion, through many different programmings that have been going on in this world, that we have not given honor or reverence to the feminine or the feminine beings for everything that they are actually doing here. And these things are going to begin to switch and change as you see in your reality here and now. The change has already begun happening, and it's been happening. So we're returning back to the feminine. But as we return back to the feminine, whether you are a masculine or a feminine being, it's important to understand this polarity, because it is occurring in everything around us. And it will help you to make sense of your reality a lot more. So I want to offer something to you. I'm offering a feminine activation course. This feminine activation course basically is your feminine one-on-one. It goes into absolutely everything that is the feminine in the physical reality that we play out here on earth, on this story that we play out. It also goes into the cosmic consciousness of the understanding of the feminine, because you see, our consciousness as a human, we are not separate from anything. Everything's occurring at once, but we can separate, and I can talk to you about it in this way. When we're talking about a human's consciousness, we're talking about a very limited consciousness, just limited to what's happening on this earth, to what's happening in this individual's reality. Basically, the center of reality is this character, and the only thing it's concerned about is its own well-being, its own self. Cosmic consciousness expands out to everything in the cosmos, to everything in infinity that has ever been created, and it comes into oneness with it. Okay, and at that level of consciousness, what I call almost like the superconsciousness, you're conscious of creation to the meta level, and you can really see the void and how things are being created. So everything is truly being created from that black void that is the feminine. And when we begin to understand this and the energy of the masculine and how it works with the feminine, because we can talk all day about the feminine, but at the end of the day, we do need the masculine also to produce. Okay, so all of these energies are needed. In this course that I'm talking about, the feminine activation course, we talk about all of these things. I call it almost alchemy. Okay, and with these energies, we work with them to balance them. We work with them to balance them within each being. This course is tailored a little bit more towards the feminine beings, but everybody contains the feminine and the masculine being, no matter what your gender or your sexual orientation happens to be. So if you are interested in that, we will be starting in March, so please go ahead and sign up now. I'll put that information in the comments and description. But this is an understanding that we need to gain, and it's no coincidence that this video is popping up for you here and now, or that this message is coming through here and now. I don't plan what I'm going to make for my videos. I don't know what I'm going to say. Everything is completely 100% organic. So there's no telling what is going to be said here. And the pull and the turn of what is happening here on this earth, as everything becomes more into alignment with health, with wholeness, with love, with unconditional love, is pulling more of the feminine in and bringing in more of a balance between these two energies. So that's where this talk is going. And so you may be hearing a lot more about this topic throughout your life now. This may be something new that is awakening for you, and you'll begin to see it all over the place, because you see, this energy has always been here. It has always been occurring, and it's not new. None of these things that you're hearing about are new. Most of the things in psychology had already been known in Eastern religions for hundreds of years before even Sigmund Freud or anyone had ever talked about these things. So all these things about consciousness and all this has always been going on. There is no time and space, and everything is here and now. But in this time and space, in this moment, that is this pinpoint of consciousness, of awareness that is happening here for you, there is needing to be more of a balance, and that's why this video is occurring for you. So as we begin to bring in more of that balance, we begin to have more wholeness, more life, more beauty. And earlier I mentioned that we cannot escape the feminine. If the feminine has made its way into creation, into this physical realm that we are seeing here, even though I say it's nothing, it is something that's occurring here that we can see and feel, and it seems to be as real as we know. In this reality, everything that you see, the feminine has touched. The feminine is beauty. The feminine is creation. The feminine is these colors. Everything that you see, this jacket, although it be black, the design of it, whoever designed this thing, the imprints, the everything that's here was the feminine. Now, the other part about it, the masculine, the structure of actually designing it, maybe not so much the features or the colors or the design or the imagination behind it, the actual work behind it. Both of these energies had to balance in to create this thing. Every time we pick anything up, I was just picking up a drink from, I think it was like a fast food place, and it had all kinds of designs and things on the cup. That's the feminine. The feminine is in everything, even in our natural creations. Look at these beautiful trees, the colors in the skies, the way that the branches are. Everything has its own particular beauty to it, and it's very special and unique. Not everything is the same, but everything has its beauty. And when you awaken to unconditional love, even the ugliest of things, someone could have told you that person's ugly or this thing is the ugliest thing, and you will see it for beauty, because underlying the distortions of your mind, everything is actually beauty, is actually heaven here on earth. So if you like this message, please share it with others. I invite you to come back to my channel to immerse yourself in any other videos that I have for you. And if the Feminine Activation course is calling to you, please join. I would love to have you be part of that group container where we will get intimate together and really get into the foundations of the feminine being and kind of go full circle with it all. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all.